50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 416. Today is Friday, June 28th, 2024. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me is our NBA guru just after the NBA draft, Elvis Acosta E. How the hell you doing, kid?
Yeah, I'm doing good, getting decent weather back again around here, not too hot. Watched the second round of the NBA draft for the first time ever. Saw Bronny get drafted, father-son duel. Let's see how that works out, But overall, though, we're doing great. Just watched the NBA draft, and let's just get to it.
Did you happen to watch our country lose a bad game to Panama?
Yes, I watched the first half. Didn't watch the second half because my grandmother's here from Puerto Rico, so shout out my OG, well, the double OG. And I watched the first half. Sucks that they got the first goal back. To me, it was close, but to me, the goal should have stood. But it's a shame, deal. To lose to Panama, it's just the hype. We finally thought we was gonna make some noise. Maybe this Copa America. Hopefully now, highly doubt we beat Uruguay.
Yeah.
But hopefully in 2 years we just come out and play better. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Captain America, they had a cheap shot on him late in the game. The guy got a red card. It was an aggressive game, I thought, from both sides. They had the red card on the United States early, too. It was tough. We were big favorites, and if we lost to a game where most people thought we should have won and Uruguay is better than Panama, not looking good. Not looking good, to say the least. But other than that, we got a great episode. We got a lot to talk about in the NBA. NFL, not so much. NHL will recap real quick. 15 game slate here on a Friday for baseball, and then just 2 games in the WNBA. But Elvis, we will start on the ice. Monday night, the Florida Panthers lift Lord Stanley. Now, I'll say this right off the bat. Lord Stanley is the best cup or the best trophy in all of sports.
Championship trophy.
Yeah. I mean, every player from every equipment manager to every person in the organization gets their name engraved in the cup. They also have a caretaker for it. It's sick. And I will say that, but congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They did take care of Edmonton. Game 7, 2-1. It was a great game, I thought. I know it wasn't a lot of high scoring, what a lot of people wanted, but 1-1 in the first period. They get the game-winning goal late in the second period, and then they just shut down the Oilers. Bobrovsky stood on his head for most of the game. Besides that one goal in the first, I thought Panthers played a phenomenal game defensively. Thoughts on Panthers hoisting the cup?
I'll be honest, though. I know you had Oilers. I had Oilers winning Game 7, but to be honest, it was an electric game. First period, zoo. I was kind of upset. I missed the first few minutes of the first period. Caught basically, then on, and it was an electric deal. I think the Game 7, even though if the game went under, it was kind of low scoring. I think it lived up to the hype. It lived up to expectation. The fact that it was a Game 7, it was exciting. And then, to be honest, the Panthers finally showed up. Defensively, they played great. And then, late in the second period, they go up, and that was a game-winning goal. So give the Panthers credit for just clamping down defensively. And to be honest, in that third period, though, they were really clamping down. So give credit to them for fighting and winning a Game 7 after losing 3 straight.
Yeah, losing 3 straight, and it would have been the worst. So that's anybody would have talked about in the offseason. You lose 4 in a row, but they got to the Stanley Cup final last season to come back this season and finally write the story and first ever Stanley Cup championship for the organization. Got to give them credit. You saw the videos afterwards. They're having fun. I don't think
to the ocean.
It's in the Atlantic Ocean right now. It has a dent in it. It will get knocked out, but they're, to say the least, they're having a really good time, which they should. I think they're on a few-day bender right now. I think they're just going to sleep here on a Friday, a few days out. I mean, first thing I'm doing, drinking beer from the cup, cereal. I'm definitely sleeping with it for the night. Three things off the rip that I would do. Off the top, was the first thing you're doing if you had a night with the cup?
I'm not a heavy drinker, but you definitely got to toast. Got to drink something out of the cup. I don't know about cereal, but definitely something. And I don't know about sleeping with it either, but I'll definitely jump in it within the pool or the ocean. That would have been dope. Not for nothing.
Yeah, no, it is pretty cool that they're down there by the Atlantic Ocean. So yeah, they're enjoying it down there in sunny South Florida. But yeah, don't want to hear anyone talk about we're not covering NHL. First 6-7 minutes of the show is all dedicated to the NHL. So
who would have thought? We came a
not
long
me.
way. We came. I'm over here. I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Come on now. I'm watching.
That's one thing. It's one thing to just watch it and, have a good time and talk with the boys. But to actually break it down and go from period to period, who would have thought?
Oh,
not us.
Not
us.
Not I.
Yeah.
No,
sure. not you.
Dylan could have broken down.
I've had a little hope. My dad is a huge hockey guy, which is the reason I also got into the sport. But yeah, I love the sport. There's nothing like playoff hockey, and yeah, you're right. I was rooting for the Oilers, but it was a good story regardless of who won. Florida, first ever championship. And I'm tired of the West always winning the champ. They've won the past 2-3 years in a row, so it's good that it comes back over here to the East. Let's just hope the Devils get back to the Stanley Cup Finals very soon. But I did go 2-1 on my plays. I know I took Oilers money line, but Florida team total under 2.5 was a lock, and Connor McDavid under 3.5. Shots on goal. Are you upset because he did win the Conn Smythe Trophy, the most valuable player in the playoffs, which he deserved? He was the best player, but a lot of people are ragging on him for not coming out and accepting the trophy. What do you think?
To be honest, to after realizing and seeing what the award is about, it's throughout the entirety of the playoffs. He was the best player throughout the playoffs. Since the playoffs started, he was the best player throughout, so he deserved the award. Him not accepting it, though, to be honest, I understand why. It's like what's the saying, like half glass half full,
glass half full.
Yeah, it's like bittersweet. He's gonna hang it at his case one day. Let's just say he hangs it. He's gonna look at it and he's gonna remember we lost that game. Like, yeah, I won it. I was the best player in the world for a playoff, but it didn't.
It didn't get to I didn't win the whole thing.
I didn't accomplish nothing beyond winning this. So I understand why, but to me, I even saw his interview after the game. He said, it's an honor to win it with all those names previous on the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I could see why he didn't either want to accept it.
Yeah, I thought it was the right move either. I was watching it and I was like, I wouldn't have gone out either. I just lost the worst game ever. Now, it would be a cool story if he goes on in his future and wins a bunch of Conn Smythes and he has 4 rings. Yeah, he could be like, this is the one that I didn't win. So it'd be a cool story if in the future if he does wind up winning a few other Conn Smythes. But no, I thought it was the right decision. And it was like Cam Newton. It reminded me of like Cam Newton when he lost the Super Bowl and people were like, wow, you don't seem enthusiastic. Yeah, no shit. I just lost the biggest game of my life. Yeah, sorry if I'm not coming out there. He was with the teammates, and I also thought he was a good teammate. He was breaking all the records. He waited for everyone to come off the ice and shake everyone's hand. It's the ultimate sportsmanship sport as well. I know in NFL there are certain guys that stay on the field and shake each other's hand. Same thing in basketball and baseball, but you don't have everybody in the team line up and shake each other's hands. So I do like that in the NHL, but overall great NHL season. But once again, congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They finally did it. But let's get to the NBA. A lot of news broke. I mean, we could go in a bunch of different directions. We could start with the draft. We could start with some free agency. We could start with some coaching. But Elvis, who would I be if I did not start with my New York Knicks, baby? Orange and blue skies, baby. OG, he signed a 5-year, $212 million contract. overpaid, but I'm fine with that. And we also thank you. We get our guy from your Brooklyn Nets, Mikal Bridges, for 4 first-round draft picks, 2025,
5.
2027, and 2031. 2025 protected Milwaukee first, a 2028 unprotected swap, and a 2025 second rounder. Now, did we give up a lot? Yeah, because Mikel kind of forced their hand, and they knew we wanted to go. He wanted to go to the Knicks, so we probably gave up an extra draft pick or two more than we needed to. But that's fine. I love the move initially. I think we have, in the NBA, how did the Boston Celtics win? By defense and by great wing players. And I think that's what the New York Knicks are trying to do right now. Just like what Minnesota did, trying to compete, excuse me, with Denver, getting bigs, getting Rudy Gobert. And I'll say this, all these draft picks, who's to say, like, for example, what if we have another draft class like we did the last few days? That's not really a good draft. Now we'll see how it all develops out, but some of these draft picks aren't even going to be early first rounders. So who's to say they even develop into anything? So I'm not too worried about the draft picks. I'm glad we got Mikal Bridges. And instead of going out for a superstar, they're going for chemistry. They're going for brotherhood like they have at Villanova. They won 2 national championships, and everybody is under 30 years old. So we got one of the best lineups. There's no doubt in my mind we're the second best team right now in the East. And I love the move. I still think we need one more move. I don't think we're going to be able to sign Hardenstein. He's probably going to go somewhere. So we need a big, but if anything, if we don't, we have Mitchell Robinson. We have depth. That's also a big part of it as well. We're one of the deeper teams in the East as well, but I love it for the Knicks side. And for the Nets side, I think it's ultimate tank mode. I know they signed Nick Claxton to a 4-year, $100 million, 96 guaranteed. Shout out his agent. 96 guaranteed. And I think that was a very generous deal, if I'm being honest, or a fair deal on Nick Claxton's side, because let's be honest, he's a top 10 center, and I think he could have gotten more on the open market, but he decided to stay in Brooklyn. He took kind of a discount, in my opinion, and they're going to build around Nick Claxton and Cam Thomas, which they should. So they're in total rebuild mode. Love the picks for them. I think both teams won, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'll say both teams won. With the projected first round pick, we know that's gonna be at least a lottery pick. So there's gonna be some lottery picks in there, but I do agree. Definitely 2 of them are probably gonna be later round picks. But overall, as a Nets fan, I'm happy with it. At the end they did what we were accomplishing with Bridges on the team right now. Okay, he's a solid player, but what were we leading to? A couple play-ins, missing the playoffs this year. So why not trade him away and get something in return that we could build off? So I like the move personally as a Nets fan. I'm okay with it. Cam Thomas, me personally, he's a scoring machine. He could
Yeah.
develop, in a year or 2 from now. I highly doubt this year he takes another step, but he could definitely. I see the potential All Star down the road really soon for Cam Thomas and Nick Claxton. He's already there. To me, he needs to add a couple, bricks in his back pocket, and he's right there. I want to say with the best of them, but definitely top 10 potential in Nick Claxton. So he's great on the boards. And like I said, he just needs to add a little more bricks in his back pocket, and I think he'll be solid, especially in the East. And then for the Knicks, I gotta give your front office credit. I think even I know nobody really talking about this. A lot of criticism James Dolan received throughout the years. I think he get into some of the heat off of him, Bill, because the Knicks are thriving. Past 2 years with these moves now, these are win moves now moves. So you gotta appreciate that as a fan perspective. And now, getting Bridges, get that Villanova chemistry, and then extending OG, signing OG. Does this make you championship contenders? I think it puts you in the conversation, Dill. I would agree. I might be the second best team in the East. I still like a healthy Philly team, but to be honest, on paper, I can't deny how good the Knicks look right now. As of right now, they're plus third best odds to win it all, plus 850. Depending on your book. So gotta give credit to the Knicks. I think definitely got better. I don't think I got too much flexibility to make another move. There maybe a veteran at a discounted price who wants to hop in and possibly go make a championship run, something like that. But to add another, let's just say, an all-star caliber player, I think that might be out the budget,
Yeah.
unless y'all trade a piece away or something like that to open up some cap space, like a Dante, like a Josh Hart, something like that, which I doubt. But I think that's the only way I could see y'all possibly landing another all-star or a key player to add to the additions y'all made this far, which were great. Give credit
Yeah.
to the Knicks, but I don't know if y'all get another one done. If y'all
Yeah,
do,
I don't think so.
by all means, though, by all means. But right now, set in stone with Jalen Brunson at the helm, you got great, great supporting cast. I think the Knicks are right there, and I want to say, yeah, I'll say definitely top 3 team in the East. I'll give them that.
I don't think we're gonna go in. We just don't have the money anymore. I mean, the guys that we're looking at, Andre Drummond for center, Jonas Valanciunas, I've heard his name
and your
as
boy
well,
Harvestine, he's gonna get money on the open market. I
which
guarantee
he earned it.
Yeah, just remember he set the Knicks all-time playoff record offensive rebounds. Like that alone, he got a payday off that because that
Look
was a
what
monstrous
Tristan
game.
Thompson got paid off of his rebounding.
Look at Timothy Mozgov.
Yeah,
What he did with the Cavs. I think the Lakers gave him 4 years, 80 mil.
yeah,
And that
it's
was
actually insane.
I
I don't know if it's James Dolan. It's his money, but I got to give credit to our GM, Leon Rose. What he did a few years ago, just changing the whole outlook and the whole culture for the New York Knicks. I mean, back in the day, we were looking at like a lineup with Prigioni.
that was Phil Jackson's fault, though.
I know, but
but
then he comes in and he changes the whole dynamic of this team. Jalen Brunson, 27, Mikal Bridges, 27. The oldest player on our team is Josh Hart and Julius Randle at 29. And let's not forget, Julius Randle is an all-NBA talent, like 2 of the last 3 years. So he was hurt this year. Deuce McBride, 23. So, I mean, I love it. We're deep right now. Love the moves, and I agree. I think we are done. We don't have any more
unless you trade away.
Yeah. Now let's go to your team, because I'm interested to see how you guys move forward. I like what you guys did in the draft. We'll talk about that in a sec. Now, are you gonna continue to be sellers, like get rid of Ben and other players, or do you think you guys are gonna keep with the team that you have?
Realistically, like maybe Cam Johnson might be a want for somebody, but overall, I feel like we should at least stick with Cam and Nick Claxton. Anybody else, I like Cam Johnson, not for nothing, but why keep him around? I think we could definitely get something in return from him where he could go somewhere and help a team win now. Because he is he's a solid 2-way player. He's not up there with the best of them, but Cam Johnson could hit threes for you and play the wing pretty well.
Yeah, 100%. So I love that. That was the big news that I really wanted to get out of the way. Where else can we go? Oh, let's start with Toronto. Scotty Barnes, 5-year. He gets the maximum rookie extension up to $270 million. It looks like they're going all in on him and building around him. He's the franchise cornerstone, and he's going to become the highest paid player in Raptors history, which is crazy to think with all the, I don't know about, well, definitely Vince Carter's a legend, but other guys, they've had really good players up there in Toronto, but they believe in Scotty Barnes. He's good, but 200 and what did I say? 270 million is crazy.
At the end of that's the market right now for a max player. At the end of the day, Scotty Barnes he's an all-star. He's talented.
He's an all-star. I like how you said that though. It was hesitant.
Yeah, because I'm over here like, he is an all-star.
Would you pay him 270?
No, but
that's my point.
I see why the Raptors did it. You had to, Dale. You can't you can't let a talent like that walk away. And you got to at least build around him. He's a young kid, and he has the potential. I don't know about being a superstar, but definitely a star caliber player. So
yeah,
I think the Raptors made the right decision by paying the man. Is he overpaid?
Probably.
Yes, probably. Can he average 25 and 8? He could do that too.
And he plays defense. I like
exactly.
That.
So he's a 2-way player, and if he could give you 22 a night with about 8 boards, 4 assists, and play high level defensively, you're gonna get your money's worth.
I also forgot to mention, also like about 20, 30 minutes after the whole Mikal Bridges to New York, there was another massive deal. Brooklyn had a deal with Houston to return the 2026 first round pick for a 2027 Phoenix first round pick. The Rockets also acquired the 2025 right to swap with Houston and OKC for the first round pick in 2025. More detail. I'm reading straight from Woj. Houston acquires 2029 more favorable of Dallas and Phoenix first round pick and acquires the right to Houston for the first round pick. You know, the implications of this pick and the Rockets landing the Suns pick ultimately is Houston. It's known now. Woj, Shams, Stephen A, like everyone, Houston wants to trade for Kevin Durant. That's become very evident, and I think it becomes easier if they can return, you know, some of the draft picks back to the Suns that they gave up to acquire Kevin Durant in that Nets deal. So, you know, Suns, they're saying on the outside that they want to keep Durant, Beal, and Devin Booker, and they want to make that work. But I think that could change anytime. And, you know, as of right now, Houston has the picks to make the Suns, you know, get their picks back. So I don't know, Cade, what do you see going on here? I mean, like I said, Houston's adamant about keeping their young guys like Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, but you know, Phoenix is trying to win now, and I really don't see them trading. If they do, if it's not Kevin Durant, then who do they go after? PG maybe?
It's definitely a superstar, you know, somebody young they want to build off. I was hearing it was Devin Booker. They were trying to go after Devin Booker,
Which I think is the smarter move.
yeah, you know, I put it this: my biggest surprise of the NBA draft last night was the Houston Rockets taking Reed Shepard. Not saying Reed Shepard, I
He's like that though.
had him as a top 4 pick, but the fact that the Rockets made that selection and the fact that Reed Shepard wasn't traded immediately, you know, because I expected Houston to make a splash. I expected Houston to make some type of move after they acquired that pick, you know, get that pick swap or whatever back. So I think Houston's still a major player out there in the open market, or let's just see come free agency. But I guarantee if there's somebody out there, you know, like let's just for example, right now Donovan Mitchell is on a player option. He could either opt out into free agency or sign a super max extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Might be a signing trade there, or they might just be able to sign him. Houston got the picks and they got a lot of not a lot, but they have young talent that's
Yeah.
tradable assets. You know, I'll say honestly, almost anybody but Jalen Green. You know, so you with the right picks and you know maybe player swapper. So I think the Rockets could honestly, not everybody in the league, but could at least land potential all stars / superstars in this league with the right package. So I think if I'm a free agent, I'm looking at Houston. If I'm Paul George, I'm looking at Houston because one, they got the cap space, and you know they got the potential to be nice. I don't know about being contenders in 2024-2025 season, depending what other moves they make after, you know, let's just say Paul George goes or somebody like that. But I'm telling you right now, with Houston's cap space and all the picks, they're live to make a move right now, and it might just be a win now move.
I was just gonna say they're definitely ahead of schedule. They had a good second half to the they had a good second half of the year. I think they make the playoffs next year. They have a really good coach in Imudoko. They have a good guy in Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. They have a solid team. I think they need another piece or two. They need a superstar and another solid wing player. Yeah, 100%. So it will be interesting. I am shocked, you know, talking about the draft real quick. I am shocked that there wasn't enough trades. Like, if there were trades like swapping picks related, but nothing like involving key players. Besides actually number 8, Rob Dillingham of Kentucky, Timberwolves winded up trading for him, and he's a bucket kid with Kentucky. You put him next to Anthony Edwards and Cat. Woo! I mean, that was a very good pickup for the Timberwolves. But other than that, speaking of the Timberwolves, Chris Finch, head coach, he agreed to a 4-year contract extension through the 2027-2028 season. He led the franchise to the Western Conference Final, his third straight postseason trip. Well deserved, though, right?
Yeah, coming off what? Did he win Coach of the Year? Yeah, I think he won Coach
Yeah,
of
he
the Year.
did.
Yeah, coming off a fresh Coach of the Year, deserved it well. He was coaching with a coming off of surgery on his knee, still coaching out there. Was up and down on game, well, maybe not up and down, but he was on the floor for Game 7. So to me, he deserves it. He's one of the best maybe not one of the best coaches in the NBA, in my opinion. From what he was able to do last season, I understand they acquired Rudy, but that step that he helped Anthony Edwards take, I understand Anthony Edwards. He's that dude, but nobody saw him at 22 years old being this good already. This kid's only 30 years in the league, and look, he already almost dragged his team he dragged his team to the Western Conference Final. So I just feel like he deserved it, and I think Minnesota is going to be here for the next couple years still. So I like the fact that they gave him a 4-year extension to ride this out, because they have a window here.
They
definitely got a window. So I'm glad that they extended him for the window.
A couple notes on the Denver Nuggets. Reggie Jackson, guard, he picked up his $5.52 million option. He's going to return. He averaged 10.
Got traded.
Oh, he did get traded.
He got traded last night.
Oh, he did. Jesus.
Yeah.
I totally.
I think he got traded to Charlotte.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I feel awful for him. Oh, my God. Charlotte is the worst.
Might want to fact check the Charlotte, but he definitely got traded.
Well, someone that's definitely not going to get traded. Jamal Murray, 4 years, $209 million max contract this season. They had to keep him. Now, do I think he deserves more than Scotty Barnes? Yes, he won a championship, but I mean, I like it. 4 years, 209, and then KCP, he declined his $15.5 million player option. So he's gonna receive a lot of interest in free agency by multiple teams with cap space. So yeah, so one guy's staying and one guy is going.
Yeah, shout out Jamal Murray. To me, he deserved the money. I understand, he misses games. Let's just be honest, people. I'm not gonna say he's injury prone, but Jamal Murray is known to miss a couple games throughout the seasons. That's all. So I think he's when healthy, he's one of the best point guards in the NBA, and to me, he's one of the clutchest players in the NBA. We saw a couple game winners in this playoff. We saw what he was able to do last playoff run. To me, Jamal Murray, when healthy, is just flat out amazing. I don't know if any listeners remember, I saw what he was doing in the bubble.
He was going crazy.
He was giving you 40 a night in the bubble. So I always have appreciation for Jamal Murray. To me, he deserved the money. So shout out Jamal Murray and KCP. $15 million is a lot of money, but to be honest, there's a few teams out there that could use a two-way player like KCP. I understand KCP is he's not giving you those 15 and 20 every night like he used to, or giving you those crazy dunks every now and then like he did on the Lakers, but he can still hit you timely threes and play pretty good defense and sit on the chair when needed. So I think KCP could definitely get like a 3-year, maybe like $60 million deal somewhere. So I can see why he declined the 15.
And I think Denver is good with that just because I think they really like Christian Braun. He's just going to develop into a starter or get a lot more playing time.
Yeah, but can Christian Braun be the shooter that KCP is? Because how many times we saw him left open in the corner and he couldn't knock it down? KCP is knocking down that shot.
The good thing about that is you could develop a shot. Yeah. And now since he'll get the playing time and the reps, hopefully he could develop into it and have a little more confidence in his shot. But he definitely plays defense, definitely rebounds the ball. So we'll see there. And also Cleveland Cavaliers, they hired Golden State assistant Kenny Atkinson as their new head coach. It's a 5-year deal with the Cavs. And they're eager, his player development program impacting Evan Mobley. You got Jared Allen there. He has a history with Jared Allen and Chris LeVert with his time over with your guys with the Nets. So I think this is a really good hire, if I'm being honest. And if they're able to keep Donovan Mitchell, which I don't know, I think this is a good hire. I like Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, Joe, I think you broke it down right there. If they're able to keep Donovan Mitchell, I say he's gone just because we've seen all these players already, accept those long-term deals from their current teams. And we still have yet to see that from Donovan
Why do you
Mitchell.
think that is? Because he's a good player.
But
He doesn't get hurt.
We just saw the Knicks get better. The Boston Celtics are going to come back the same, maybe if not better. The 76ers, if healthy, they will be better. Miami Heat, if healthy, they will be better. The Milwaukee Bucks, if healthy, they will be better. So if I'm Donovan Mitchell, who I think is a smart man, he's sitting back like, can my team as constructed right now beat 3 teams like that in a row and a fourth out the West to win a title? I think he came to the realization he can't. So maybe there's a team, maybe like a Dallas or 76ers. They could use a guard. You know, him and Maxey as the backcourt. Ooh wee.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't go to Philly. But yeah, no, I do think he's I don't know what it is about Donovan Mitchell, but wherever he goes, it just seems like there's always a better fit, or he just doesn't have this. Yeah.
Maybe Donovan Mitchell ain't 1A. He might be like, you know, one.
He's like Robin to Batman. He ain't Batman, but he's Robin.
Yeah, he might be like Paul George, or he might be like Kyrie. You know, no disrespect to them.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, no disrespect to them, but maybe Donovan Mitchell needs a co-superstar to go along with him. You know, look at Jamal, look at Joker, look at Kyrie, look at Luka, look at Jalen, look at Tatum, look at LeBron, look at AD, look at Stephen Clay and Draymond. I just named you Chris Middleton, Drew, and Giannis. I just named the last 5 NBA champions. Still, they all got a co-superstar to go along with them.
Donovan Mitchell has never had a co-star.
You know, I can make the case Michael Conley was the best player Donovan Mitchell ever had, because Darius Garland hasn't been that consistent guy, especially come playoff time, alongside Donovan Mitchell. Jared Allen, nice, but he ain't a star, superstar. Evan Mobley, solid, not a superstar. So I feel like if Donovan Mitchell just plays alongside a star, another, you know, superstar, or, you know, just star period, like a Jimmy Butler, like a Giannis, like a Joel Embiid, maybe he can hit that next step and possibly become a champion. I think so, and I think he gets out of Cleveland.
Yeah, and you know, you did mention one of the teams that really caught my eye, and it was the Miami Heat. And you know, they just re-signed Bam Adebayo, 3 years, $166 million max contract extension. He's going to be their cornerstone center through 2028, 2029, and that's a guy you have to build around.
Well,
now, I don't.
My fault though, but even like a young team like Orlando, they got the cash space. They could throw Donovan Mitchell supermax. Even like a team that can be a Donovan Mitchell type player away to really be making some noise, like the Sacramento Kings. Still, you know, we don't know what could happen. Or I'm just throwing this out there as well: Memphis, Houston. You know, there's teams out there that could use Donovan Mitchell and instantly become contenders. Instantly be contenders still. So I think Sacramento's on that short list. Memphis on that short list. Maybe not Houston, but maybe New Orleans, the Pelicans, 76ers, Miami. So, hey, even the Pacers.
Yeah.
Pacers get Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese, Donovan, and Pascal.
Yeah.
Psh. I'm not saying that's the big 3 Boston Celtics, but that's pretty damn good, dude.
We'll see. But yeah, very interesting. So a lot of news happened. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, we had the NBA draft, back-to-back Frenchmen. It's the Victor Wembanyama effect. 2 Frenchmen go back-to-back. Zachary Richard goes to the Atlanta Hawks, and Alex Sarr goes to the Washington Wizards. A lot of people surprised, but he moved up a lot this season. He didn't even start for Kentucky for a lot of the season, but when he did get in, he was a hell of a player. And Reed Shepherd, he went 3 to Houston. Now, I talked to a few people who are Houston fans. They love the kid, and I think Reed Shepherd is amazing. I honestly thought Stephen Castle, who went 4 to UConn, was the best true point guard or guard in general in the draft, but it was like you were saying, it's 1A, 1B. It was Reed Shepherd or Stephen Castle, but I had no issue with it. I know a lot of people kind of didn't like the pick for Houston. I like it. I think Reed Shepherd's a really good teammate. He's a great shooter. He shot 52% from downtown. Like, those are video game numbers, kid. Like, that's insane. What else? Klingman kind of fell a little bit to 7 to Portland. Bad situation for him, I think, in my opinion. Zach Edey, top 10. Who would have thought Memphis took? What was Memphis just fucking reached? I know, I get it. Jared Jackson needs help down there. Don't get me wrong. And, obviously the cornerstone is John Morant, but I don't know, man. I like Zach Edey. No disrespect, but he's only played basketball for 6 years. He's still a project, in my opinion. I thought it was kind of a reach by Memphis at number 9. And I thought the surprise, you were talking about the surprise of the draft. I thought the guy, Dalton Connect from Tennessee, falling to 17 to the Lakers was an absolute steal. SEC Player of the Year, and I know why he fell. He's 24 years old. He's kind of old compared to most of these guys who are 18, 19, 20 years old coming into the league. He's 24. He went all 4 years to college. But to be honest, kid, he should have been a top 5, top 10 pick. So for him to fall to 17, oh my God, JJ Redick and Rob Pelinka were probably licking their lips. But great pick. So 1 through 17 real quick. Thoughts on the draft?
To be honest, we came in before the draft and said this is honestly one of the weakest drafts in our lifetimes, honestly. First 2 picks, the Frenchmen, shout out them. Never seen them play, but from the highlights I seen, potential's out through the roof. So, I think Atlanta made the right decision, and Washington as well. Reed Shepard, to me, though, if he was 6'5", he would have been the first overall pick. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, let's just be real. Reed Shepard definitely is one of the best shooters, probably the best shooter in the draft. And like I said, if he was just 6'5", he would have been the first pick. No shock there, him going number 3. I was just a little surprised that they went, for a guard position, because they're so, I want to say deep, but they're just heavy at the guard position. So to me, they were lacking the big man. They should have got the big man. But hey, and then Spurs. I think the Spurs had a great draft.
Yeah.
Low key, I think the Spurs had a great draft. And then that's about it. And then I took Zach Edey under I think 15.5 or 16.5. That was the lock of the draft, people.
Yeah, I went 6-3 on my NBA draft. A couple of the first overall picks did not hit. I sprinkled a little, but I was just trying to have some fun. But over the over-unders, everyone hit. Nicole Tapa over 5.5. He went number 12, the Serbian, and he went to OKC. I thought that was a good pick. Cody Williams, think he's a project, but he's a shooting guard out of Colorado. He went 10 to Utah as well. Zach Edey under 14.5. That hit. Filipowski. That is the craziest story, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I want to finish the first round. Jacoby Walker. I wanted him, the Baylor shooting guard. Oh, I really wanted him, kid, for the Knicks. He didn't wind up falling. He went to Toronto. Going to be great next to Scotty Barnes. Jacoby Walter's a bucket. We got the guy Keyshawn George from Miami. He's a shooting guard. We also got the guy Pacome Diet. Definitely butchered his last name, but yeah, he's a Frenchman as well. Also,
the foreign players.
A lot of international players. Also the kid from the last 3 picks, or the next to last pick, the 27th, Terrence Shannon Jr., the shooting guard out of Illinois, really good player.
He's a bucket.
He plays both ways as well. I'm surprised the Knicks didn't get him. And Ryan Dunn out of Virginia, one of the best defenders. He's a true 3. He's only about 6'4", 6'5", but he plays defense. He went all 4 years to college, I think, at Denver.
He got traded to the Suns.
Oh, we got traded to the Suns. Perfect.
Great trade for the Suns.
Yeah, great trade for the Suns as well. Bronny's teammate, Isaiah Colliard, he got picked at the 29th pick to Utah as well. And then we'll go to round 2. Kyle Filipowski. I cannot believe. I kind of felt bad for him. He went to the green room. He got invited because supposedly he was supposed to be a late first rounder, anywhere from 20 to 29. But he fell out of the first round, and he winded up going in day 2, 32nd overall to Utah. Do you know the story that has been surfacing about Kyle Filipowski?
Nah, what happened?
Oh my, it's actually fucking insane. You have to look into it a little bit once we get off, but Kyle Filipowski, His girlfriend is 26, 27. She's about 6, 7 years older than him. They've been going out since high school. So even if he was around 18, she was 24 when they went to prom. Kind of still fucking weird, in my opinion. She's a Mormon. And when he got drafted, Kyle Filipowski's brother and mom went on Twitter and they just start going crazy. They go, I'm reading verbatim. I'm Kyle Filipowski's older brother. You all don't have a clue of the extent of the story that has to do with his girlfriend. There's a story that has been pushed under the table for nearly 2 years. His mom goes out and says, you are opening up a 2-year issue. She is 28 with an end game 3 years ago to have a diamond ring on her hand when Kyle left Duke. He was still in high school. Now, apparently, what the mom and the family of Kyle Filipowski is basically saying is that the Mormon, her and her family, were brainwashing Kyle, and that Kyle hasn't had contact or relationship with his family for the last 2 to 3 years of them going out of his time at Duke. And guess who he got drafted to? The Utah Jazz.
You can't make that shit up.
You can't make this shit up. Oh my God. But isn't that a fucking crazy story?
The fact that it was Mormon and the fact that he got drafted from Utah, you can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up. He got it.
Hollywood can't even write this.
He deserves to get traded. Trade him to the Knicks.
Isn't that kind of fucked though?
She won't survive in New York. She won't survive.
I thought the whole thing was fucked. If it is true, and
it sounds true.
It sounds true.
You know why? Because Duke is also in the sticks.
And they said everyone knew a Duke, the coach, his agent, they all know it. And the brother is, and the guy who's where he said, this is you don't know the tape. The half of it. Some guy replied and goes, DMs are open, friend. I could take this post down if you want. He goes, no, I will be in your DMs. He goes, if I reply, everyone will get the full story that no one knows outside of who's involved. Duke's coaching staff and his agent. So Duke knows about this, his agent. I mean, this is just a crazy fucking story, but I had to bring it to your attention. You should definitely look into it. But yeah, he did wind up falling a little bit into the second round. Other than that, I think the biggest story in the second round, Bronny James going 55th overall to the Los Angeles Lakers to go and play with the dad. I mean, everyone online talking about how stupid and corny that is. You're an idiot. I mean, I'm sorry. I want to be polite, but like, that's a fucking cool story. I mean, for a father to wind up playing with his son is every man's dream who goes into the NBA if you have a son. So I think it's so fucking cool. And everyone who's criticizing it or throwing dirt on it, they're just lame in my opinion. But I'm happy for Bronny.
Yeah, at the end of the day, people like, does Bronny deserve to be in the NBA? I think so. He's talented enough to be in the NBA. The question is, did he get drafted because of Bron? Maybe, but guess what? Why does it matter? Because the kid is talented, regardless. I think he possibly would have got drafted by Phoenix at 56. So who knows? But I personally think Bronny's could definitely develop to something. Let's not forget, people. I understand everybody wants to throw his freshman stats out at USC. Dude had a heart attack a month before the season, so I'm not gonna carry too much weight on it. I know defensively, Bronny could play high level defensively. Offensively, can he develop and be a scorer? I'm not saying he's to average 20 a night, people, but can he come off the bench and give you 8 to 12? He does that. By all means, I think Bronny could be a solid role player in the NBA. So I don't want to hear none of the noise outside. I think the Lakers, I'm not gonna say they made the right decision, but I think they made a good decision in drafting Bronny James.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I just want to see them play one game together, and then I just want
to see them throw an alley-oop to each other.
Yeah, I want to see him one game, and then I want Bronny in the G League. He needs time, he needs to develop, and he needs reps. That is what he needs, and that's what's going to make him a better basketball player, not just getting thrown right into the NBA, because he is not ready at all. So yeah, I just want to see one game, let him play one game together, and then put him in the G League. But I am ultimately happy for him. I hit plus 100 for Bronny James to get selected by the Lakers, and over 40.5. I mean, that was a steal, I thought. Over 40.5. He winds up going at 55 to the Lakers. So overall, not the most exciting NBA draft, but definitely profitable for the boys, kid.
Yeah, it was overall, I think it was a solid draft. Not one
Yeah.
to remember,
No.
but when's the last? I think this might be the first and last time the second round had millions of views.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the gridiron real quick. Great news. Remember that scumbag Isaiah Bugs who hit his wife and then beat the dogs as well?
Yeah.
The Chiefs released him finally. He was arrested multiple times in Alabama this offseason, and then
multiple.
No, it's the truth. He is.
I know, but there were other incidents.
Yeah. But Chiefs finally, they released him, so good for him. And then all the quarterbacks finally signed. Falcons first round pick Michael Penix Jr. officially signed his rookie contract. To $22.88 million, $20 million guaranteed. All the quarterbacks are signed now, kid. You see any playing time here for it? Gun to your head. If Kirk Cousins struggles out of the gate, Raheem Morris, when do they put Michael Penix in? Because I think they drafted him knowing that they're going to play him in about a year or two. They have to. You don't draft him at 8 to not play him.
Me personally, Dill, I think it depends how he looks. If he's not 100%, let's not forget people. Kirk Cousins coming off a fucking torn Achilles at what, 36, right?
Yeah.
So he's up there. If he's not, let's just say he's 80%. Why force him out there? Week 1. I just feel like this was a precautionary pick. I think Michael Pittman Jr. Definitely deserved to be a first rounder, but to be 8th overall threw a lot of people off guard. Let's just be honest. But could he honestly step in day 1 to be an NFL starter for the Atlanta Falcons? I think so, Dill. But in my opinion, you don't pay Kirk Cousins 4 years, X million dollars, fully guaranteed if you don't plan at least starting him for the next 2 seasons. I think you drafted Michael Pittman Jr. to develop him under, I'll say, a pretty good quarterback in Kirk Cousins. And maybe year 3, 2 years from now, Michael Pittman Jr. steps up to the plate, and maybe you trade away Kirk Cousins to a team that's a quarterback away for, a second or third round pick, and you work from there.
I guarantee you, if he doesn't live up to Kirk Cousins, if he winds up struggling or gets hurt, here comes Michael Penix. If he struggles, I wouldn't. If they don't have a good year or win a NFC East or NFC South, excuse me, that's attainable and that's there for them to take. Next year, Michael Penix Jr. will start. I think he'll play this year. Now, he won't start a lot of games, but they're gonna design some schemes where he's going to get out there. I truly believe that. You just don't draft a guy like that. And he has that clause where he could get out of his contract, Kirk Cousins. So essentially it's only a 2-year deal. And like you said, if all goes well and they do make the playoffs and they do have success in year 3, Michael Penix Jr. will be developed enough to play. So I agree there. I can't fucking wait for football, man. Before we get into our plays, kid, quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition, with only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or watching the WNBA with an elderberry. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with the Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to these baseball plays. Like I said, 15 games here on a Friday. I got a few plays that I really like, but I'll let you start it off, kid. What is your first play of Friday?
All right, let's start it off, though. Texas Rangers taking on the Baltimore Orioles in Baltimore. Matt Scherzer Matt Scherzer returning. Oh, second start of the
Second,
season.
yeah.
Second, my fault. Suarez on the mound going for Baltimore. Baltimore favored -135 on the money line. Over under is at 8.5. I'm going Baltimore on the money line, people. Still Scherzer just returning. Both teams coming having a little rough patch, but I just feel like Baltimore's the much better team right now, and I expect Scherzer to come out. Don't get me wrong, first outing probably looked great. I see he got a 0.000 ERA right now. Potty came out great though. I didn't watch it. Definitely gonna be watching tomorrow, and I think the Baltimore Orioles, make some hard contact and make some noise. Give me the Orioles at home -135 on the money line.
Yeah, I love the Orioles here tomorrow as well. Yeah, Mad Max had a good start in his last week, but it was against a struggling Royals team. Orioles have a top 5 lineup. They just blew out the Rangers today, 11-2 on Thursday. So I expect to see some regression here from Scherzer. It's going to be his first start on the road. Suarez on the other side, he doesn't give you too much length, but the Orioles have a great bullpen. The bullpen for the Rangers is absolutely terrible. So I expect some regression here, and I expect the Orioles to unload on Scherzer tomorrow. So I'm all over the Orioles as well, -135. I'll lead the next one, kid, and it's not pretty at all. But I am going to take the New York Yankees. I'm not going to say this is a do or die game or a must win, but they need to win this game. They have not been playing well. 1-9 in their last 10. They just lost on Thursday again to the Blue Jays. They got crushed by my Mets. They didn't look good over the weekend against the Braves. But they need this. They need this game. They're still good on the road, 28-17 on the road. And, Blue Jays are under 500 here at home. Kikuchi hasn't looked good in the month of June, kind of up and down. Stroman, walks are an issue. So maybe if you want to look towards a player prop, a walk prop for Stroman, walks are an issue for him. But I do think this is a good spot for the Yankees to get back in the win column. They need to turn this around. 1-9 in their last 10, kid.
I'm going right there, Adele. I think the Yankees, this is a perfect, I want to say perfect bounce back, but, Stroman on the mound, on the road in Toronto. Toronto's been struggling as well, I think the Yankees bounce back in this scenario. Love the way they've been playing, though. As a Red Sox fan, love the way they've been playing, but I think they turn it around in this series, though. I highly doubt they sweep the Blue Jays, but they definitely could win this series and return back to winning form. So give me the Stroman on the mound. Give me the Yankees -120 on the money line, Dale.
All right, let's go to my next play, and let's go to the two hottest teams in baseball, the Astros and the Mets. Going to be the best series of the weekend, in my opinion. Both teams back to 500. And, I usually like to fade the Mets at home, but this is a different club, kid. I actually owe every Met an apology. Honestly, I didn't think this was possible the way they've been doing in the month of June.
You owe yourself an apology, kid.
No, not myself. I owe them. The stuff that I talked on air and off the air, some things I cannot repeat. But bullpens look good despite injuries, despite Edwin Diaz cheating and getting suspended. I love it. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Damn right.
I love it. Lindors look good. Brandon Nimmo, Mark Vientos has been a pleasant surprise. Francisco Alvarez, they're all crushing the ball. And on the other side, I know Ronel Blanco for the Astros. He's dealing. He's their best pitcher right now. And as hot as they are, I got to take the Mets here at home. I think it's not priced right. -104. I think the Mets should be a short favorite. It should be close, but I think they should be the short favorite. I still worry about the Astros under 500 on the road. So give me the Amazings, kid.
Dale, I know you're saying the Mets are a different team, which they are. But this Houston Astro team is a different team, people. I say they're the second hottest team in the league behind the Red Sox, in my opinion. The Houston They got it rolling. They switch it around. Definitely the team that we expected to see. Maybe not the same team for the last 4 or 5 years, but this is the team we expected to see, and we're finally seeing it. And guess what? Guess Guess what the Mets do? I understand it wasn't against the Yankees, but they don't play well at home. Dill. They played well against the Yankees. Give them hats off. Hats off. But I think they cool back down just a tad. Houston keeps it going. Give me Houston on the money line, -116 with Blanco on the mound.
All right. My next game, I'm gonna go out to Atlanta. The Braves hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Big favorites, -184 on the money line. Uncle Charlie. Martin Perez coming back from the IL, +154 on the road. Over under is at 9.5. I love this spot for the Braves kid. You know, like I said, Martin Perez coming back off the IL, and his first game back is against the Braves, who have kind of find their offense a little bit. Not the most ideal spot for Perez, especially since his last start before going on the IL was against this Braves team. They winded up losing 8-1. So Braves, they smashed lefties. Martin Perez, last start on the road, 9 runs in 5 innings. Coming back home after a long trip, the Braves, I think this is a great spot for them. -1.5. I'm going to go run line +132. I like them big tomorrow.
Oh, I love the energy deal. My next play will be, let's go to Milwaukee. Chicago Cubs taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. 8-10 start. Brewers favorite at -135. Over under sitting at 8.5. Give me the Brew Crew -135 on the money line, Dill. You know, to me, they're just a much better team than at home. They can take care of business. Winners 4 out of the last 5. Cubs lost 4 out of the last 5. Two teams trending in two different directions. I'm gonna go with the home team. Give me the Brew Crew -135. I caught -138. My apologies. -138 earlier on the money line.
All right. And then last game for me, we will go out to Seattle. Logan Gilbert going for the Mariners. Bailey Ober going for the Twins. -130 for the Mariners, +110 for the Twinnies. Over under is at 7.5. Love this price here for the Mariners. I'm going to take them on the money line. Tough road trip for them, but they did wind up winning, having a nice win on Wednesday. And this is one of the best home teams in the majors. 27-12 straight up at home this season. And Bailey Ober, for me, is just a fade on the road. You know, he's already has a loss against this Mariners team. And now going up against the ace, Logan Gilbert. Look up Logan Gilbert's numbers in the month of June. He is absolutely dealing right now. So -130. I think this is a great price for the Mariners. So that is my last play, Mariners money line.
I agree. I'll probably take them to the window tomorrow, but I do like the Mariners on the money line. Heavy lean on that. My last play of the day will be battling out in California. The LA Dodgers taking on the San Francisco Giants. Snack, right? Knack on the mound.
Knack.
Yeah, Knack on the mound with facing Webb. I like Webb personally, but give me Dodgers on the money line -110. You can say they had to pick them. Dodgers are -110. Giants are -106. Over under sitting at 7.5. To be honest, I lean the over as well, but I think at this short number, people, I don't know what's going on. Vegas been giving us short numbers this past week and a half with Dodgers. I understand they've been on the road, but they're winning, people. So give me the Dodgers on the money line -110. I will say sprinkle something on the run line, but just stay away. I think at -110, you got the great number already.
All right. Good luck on the Diamond Killers. Try to stay hot. Let's go to the WNBA. What a fucking performance from Asia Wilson here on Thursday. The Aces defeat the Chicago Sky 95-83. Asia Wilson is the best player in the world. 31 points. She shot 10 of 19 from the field. She couldn't be stopped. She got anything she wanted on the court. Yeah, it's actually been coming crazy. And also, you know, Angel Reese, we were talking about the MVP, or not the MVP, the rookie of the year. It's kind of dropped a little bit. You know, Angel Reese, she went from like +1,000 to +600 now. She's definitely making herself a case, you know. I think the team needs to do a little better, but you know, she is the second best rookie in the league. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. But I still think it is Caitlin Clark's award to lose. You agree?
I can't agree, Dill. Just because let's just say hypothetically, if both teams miss the playoffs, and Angela Reese averages a double-double and sets the all-time rookie rebound record, and possibly just rookie double record, and possibly sets. She has a chance to get the WNBA record as well, a double double. So if she's just able to crack something like that, I think she got at least give her a shot at the award. I think the lines will be a little closer if she's able to, average a double double for the season. I think she's on that pace, and I think she might just do it, Dale. And let's just say, for example, if Chicago does make the playoffs and Indiana don't, I think that shows attention as well, Dale. That one rookie was able to, lead her team to the playoffs. Honestly, they got Cardosa as well, another,
Okay.
top 3 pick, but I feel like with Angela, what she's doing, we can't just give the award to Caitlin Clark. What Caitlin's doing is amazing. Right now, she is the front runner, but we shouldn't just guarantee the award.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still think it is Caitlin Clark.
It's her award to lose.
Yeah,
but
and her team is better though.
Let's
just
say
be honest.
If Reese, let's just say Reese averages, because right now I think Caitlin averages around 17 points, and she also leads the WNBA in turnovers. Let's just say Angela finished the season. Let's just say 16-12. That could win you Rookie of the Year, Dale. 16-12.
Yeah.
That could win you Rookie of the Year, especially if Caitlin Clark averages 17 and 8. She is leading the league in assists. Give her credit on that, but she also leading the WNBA in turnovers.
Yeah, no, you make valid points. I love the names that you're dropping. It's actually making me very happy. 2 games on the slate for Friday. Let's go to Connecticut. Sun 13-3. I think they are in second place. Yes, right behind the Liberty.
Right now they're in overtime on the road in Washington. So gotta take that into consideration, people.
Yeah, and now they're coming back home too.
They were minus 10 before the show started. Right now, 8.5.
8.5. So money is coming in on Atlanta. Atlanta here, 6-9.
You playing in overtime on the road. Now you got to travel back home off of back to back.
I don't know. I still lean maybe here with Connecticut. I just think Atlanta, they're not playing really good. Lost 3 in a row right now. They're 3-7. They don't play well on the road. Maybe 8.5 is a lot. 8.5 is a lot. They'll probably be a little tired. It's a late game here. Now they have to travel. Maybe. I lean under. 153.5 is a big number as well. So I lean under. Connecticut plays really good defense. So I lean under, and I actually lean the points here with Atlanta. I think it's a little too much. What do you like here in this game?
Same. I also will lean the 8.5. Especially, let's just say the number gets down to 7.5. Definitely lay it. If anything, put Connecticut in a teaser. You got to take that into consideration. They're going to have to travel back at home coming off an overtime game. Even though they're the much better team, you could say, one of the best teams in the W. But, to me, it's just a tough situation for them. Definitely lean the minus 8.5. If it drops down even more, I love it.
Yeah, another big game here at 10 o'clock. Phoenix hosting the LA Sparks. Opened up Phoenix minus 10.5. It's come down a little bit, down to 10. Still double digits, though. You're going to lay double digits here with a 500 team? I don't know. I'm not.
At the end of the day, we know the Sparks, they're down Cameron Branks right now. And let's just be honest, though. They were a lottery team for a reason to draft her. And without her, they're the same lottery team. So I'm going to lean the minus 10. If anything, people, do a two-way teaser, 5 or 6. Get Connecticut down to minus 2.5, and get Phoenix down to like a minus 4, and I think you'll be profitable on that.
All right, kid. Well, that's gonna do it. Just 2 games on the hardwood. We got MLB. We're gearing up. We got the NHL draft this weekend, but other than that, we're gearing up for 3 days coming here in July. But anything you're doing over the weekend? What's the word?
No, not much still. I'm just going to relax and just, save the bread for July 4th,
Oh, big plans for the 4th, huh?
Damn right.
What are you doing? What
Celebrating America.
Oh,
celebrating my freedom. That's I should.
Go. Let's go. You going to watch the debate?
Yeah. Probably dabble in. Yeah. Get some laughs in.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some laughs in.
Exactly. I mean, it is comedy at this point.
Yeah.
But E, thank you so much. That is going to do it for this episode of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, make sure you guys go follow our social media, X, Twitter, at the Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, comment below who you'll be betting on this weekend. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great weekend. Good luck on your wagers, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.